Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. In today's video, I'd like to talk about my experience leaving Shanghai on June 1st, 2022. So this is based on my own personal experience. So let's get started and I'll explain what happened throughout my day leaving. So I woke up around 5:30 a.m. in the morning, planning to consider taking a bicycle 25 or 30 kilometers to the train station, Hongqiao train station, railway station. I wasn't actually sure if the subway would be open, so I was kind of prepared to get up early and bike it, just in case. So, I got outside probably about 6:10, 6:15 I was outside, and I live pretty near the subway, so I can actually see the subway station, and it was open. The gate was open. You could see the subway going back and forth. So I was like, screw taking a bike. I'll just go and get on the subway. So I walked over to the subway station, showed them my QR code that you have to have within the 72 hours. Mine was less than 24 hours at the time, so that's good. And I got on the subway, went up to the platform, and pretty much empty. There's nobody on the subway at all, and this is June 1st. Now, I usually go to work every day around the same time, so I always get on the subway usually around 6:30, so it's usually pretty packed with people, so I'm a little surprised on how empty it was. Not to mention how dirty it was. Some of the train stations, are outside, so, covered with a rooftop, but it has not been cleaned for probably since the lockdown. It was like thick layer of dust and dirt. It was just, you wouldn't even want to put your bag down. That's how dirty it was. So there's a lot of cleaning that needed to be done. So when the subway came, I hopped on. Again, not really anybody on there. A few stations later, a few people got on. And by the time I got downtown, there wasn't that many people on the subway. There were some people, but not as many as generally there would be. So I decided I'm going to go to Loshanguan Station, which is next to Zhongshan Park in Chongning District. I figured I'd arrive there around 7:30. I'd walk into McDonald's. Well, McDonald's doors were closed. Went past 8 Starbucks throughout June 1st, and they were all closed. I did see KFC. There was a KFC open with some people in it, but I wasn't sure if those were workers or not. I'm not really a fan of KFC. There were a few small coffee shops open. I remember I saw one called Manners Coffee, some small local shop. Most of the Family Marts, Lawson's, or those quick shops that say quick on it with the pink banner, most of those were closed for a while, then some of them opened, but even when you walk inside, there's massive shortages of drinks and foods, just nothing inside. It's pretty much empty. So anyways, one of the reasons I went to Loshanguan out of all the areas, because you have to transfer to get there, is I wanted to go to the bank, China Construction Bank, to update some documents or my information in the system with some documents. And I figured I'd wait till 9 because everything's supposed to be open. It's June 1st. Well, there's a lot of people waiting in line as well to go to the bank. A lot of older Chinese people. And 9 o'clock came, McDonald's still closed, Starbucks are still closed, the banks are still closed. I literally walked around a few blocks just trying to see if the banks were open. So after a while, I just said, screw it. I decided just to walk a little bit to a station called Waning Road. If you guys are familiar with that road, there's a city shop there. I just figured I'd kind of walk in that direction to see what I can see. So I went past a total of 3 of those testing sites that you can do the swab testing at to get your nucleic acid test done. Massive long lines, just longer than I've seen in the community. It's just massive amount of people standing in long lines just to get tested. So that situation is going to be really crazy, especially if you got to work, you want to go to the supermarket. So Yeah, the situation just wasn't that good. Um, I could have taken the subway to the railway station. I decided to take a bicycle. It's not that far from Loshangguan, and Waning Road. So that was an adventure itself. It literally would take you 20, 30 minutes to probably bike there. But because of the lockdown, they blocked off so many entrances of different areas. Every time I'd look at my phone and do the GPS, it would tell me to go here, go there. And when I'd go there, the person says, "Oh, you need to go all the way around." So I literally went around probably 15 kilometers out of my way just to go back around twice. I was starting to get a little angry. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go to the subway station. So I went to the Hongqiao Airport, which is next to the train station, and spoke to the security guard there. He told me, "Oh, if you want to go to the train station," in Chinese, of course, he says you can just go up the escalator, down the parking garage, and just walk over to the railway station that way. So I did that. A few other people, and some of the other security told me go this direction on the third floor. Once you get to the third floor and you get to the end, it's blocked off. So you have to go all the way back. So it's just a huge mess. Once I arrived at the railway station, it was pretty easy to get in. I saw a lot of people getting off the train. A lot of people having to show their QR code just to get into the city. Once I got into line to the departure area, I was probably in line no more than 5 minutes with my test results. So it's basically you show your QR code twice, you show your ticket, and to make sure that you've had your test to be able to leave the city, which I did the nucleic acid test at the hospital the day before. So I was literally in line for like 5 minutes. It wasn't that busy. There were some people sitting outside at some benches nearby, probably, I wouldn't say no more than 300 or 500 people. I wasn't like 100% paying attention, so it wasn't as bad as you see on the news. But the last couple of days, there's been a lot more trains leaving, so it's been a lot easier to leave. But once I got into the train station, railway station, there were quite a bit of people inside. It was actually quite busy inside. I did manage to find some empty seats to sit in. There was a Costa Coffee open, which I wanted. After biking so long, I wanted some coffee and just something to soothe my throat. There's a few, I think, Decos, which is like a Chinese version of McDonald's KFC. There was a few things open, but again, coffee was all I wanted. Again, inside it was pretty chill, just waiting for your trains, and when it's time to board the train, it's pretty easy to get on. On the train itself, there wasn't that many people as well. I literally had empty seats all around me. I had one Chinese dude give me a little problem because my nose is bigger, so the mask wasn't covering my nose 100%, like all the way at the top where he wanted. But he's not a worker, he's just some random person giving me a problem over that. And I explained to the security, but he's not even on my row to sit, so some crazy person doing that. So but basically there's nobody on the train. It was like a few people. So that was my experience. I arrived in Ningbo city. So I arrived in Ningbo, and as I'm going through, epidemic prevention, they gave me some choices. I can either go home, or someone's home for 14 days. I can go to the hotel for 7 days if I want, and then someone's home for 7 days, or I can do 14 days in the hotel at my own expense, of course. So I decided I'm going to choose the Crown Plaza Hotel for 7 days, and then after 7 days, I'm going to go to my friend's hotel. The hotel was pretty nice. It's big, a lot of good food, pretty simple. Every morning around 6:30, they'll knock on the door and ask us to do like a swab test. The quarantine's not bad. It's not so bad. I got my computer. I can do online teaching. Got a Nintendo 64 controller so I can play some games on my computer. But yeah, things are not so bad. You know, I'll be here a few more days. Today's my fourth day, I think. Third day or fourth day. Yeah, fourth day. So, and, you know, because I came on the first. So, and yeah, after that, I'm going to go to my friends for a few days. And then after that, I'm going to get started with work. So I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.